live at Liv's Tavern in Federal Hills. Zach, we've done content each day this week now.
Not Tuesday?
We didn't do Tuesday, but hey, welcome in. Welcome to a little happy hour special. And why I'm bringing that up is we talked about it earlier this week, and we're going to try to have every day, Monday through Friday, some sort of content, trying to go around 4 or 5 p.m.
Can barely hear us.
Who?
We're getting
amazing.
This is what we were dealing with when we this is why we are coming on at 6 o'clock, because we actually, guys, we're gonna trust circle here. I hope that this volume, I think it's back a little bit.
Is it back?
Guys, is it better? Can we get a thumbs up, thumbs down if it's good, better, didn't change?
We're going to keep trying here.
I mean, it's going up on our end.
Yes. Hello.
I'm thinking people can't hear us better.
Awesome.
Better.
So we just got to figure it out.
Yeah. Okay. So pretty much, long story short, guys, good and bad. We got our roadcaster back.
The positive
is we got a new roadcaster. So awesome. First time using that, literally straight out of the box. The box is right here. Bad news is when we set it up, it was very much on factory settings, and the volume wasn't set correctly. So we've been dealing with that. Now, as you guys know, we're not the most technically sound humans. We need Brad.
Yeah, no doubt. And obviously, I mean, the first thing when people look at me, Zach, is wow, Ryan is very technical. I know that's what everyone thinks here.
1,000%.
1,000%, but we finally got it figured out here. Appreciate you guys. We got a lot to talk about with the World Series kicking off. There's a lot of conversations around when the Orioles are going to continue to make a decision who's going to be the next manager. I still think, we talked about it yesterday, it's down to 2 options, but probably the other baseball news that's out there, some baseball reporters, specifically one, is saying the top pitcher, arguably the top pitcher, especially no doubt in the American League, Cy Young Award winner, could be available this year. Yeah. So we got a lot to discuss here. Zach, I gotta feel like, you know what? Do I hold this up?
I was thinking that too. I'm very much, I think. Well, I don't know. I even think about this. I mean, okay, we could adjust it better than that. There's a little spin handle. This is why we do this. This is why when you guys see we're a little late sometimes, so we have to adjust that. I get the urge in the studio to hold on to the microphone all the time. And then now that I'm out here, I feel like I have a reason to. I feel like I can. And it's like, it's okay. I feel free. Like I can.
Hey, I feel like this works now. This might look ridiculous to you, but this is comfortable for me. Also, by the way, there's a golf simulator. The caddy wagon is behind us. So if you guys want to, I'm going to move out of the way.
Oh, good shot.
Good shot. Oh, no. Bobby hit it into the woods.
Oh, no. I was hyping it up. Sorry, Bobby.
Nice, Bobby. Good shot.
Hey, there we go. There we go. No one needs to know it was in the woods. No one needs to know it was in the woods.
Also, no left-handed clubs over there. So you guys might see some earlier Rip After Dark content of me trying to hit right-handed. There's a reason why I didn't switch it, ladies and gentlemen. But I digress. Where do we want to jump into this before I get my IPA? You get your Michelob Ultra.
I think, do we start off with just tonight, World Series, Game 1?
Yeah, why not?
It's kind of, I would say it's a pretty big day in baseball. Bo Bichette, I will say, back not only on the roster, playing second base for the first time since AAA in Game 1 of the World Series. Oh, and by the way, you're hitting cleanup. So we were talking about maybe, hey, you got to keep Bo Bichette on the team. Like, he is your best player. Don't care about, they've been winning without him. Hey, they said, no, we're not easing into anything right now. Bo Bichette, go out there, play a position you haven't played in a long time, and then, hey, you're hitting cleanup. So,
yeah, I mean, I'm going to pull up the roster here in a second, but I got to pull up one photo here because a guy that has probably the most confidence on the planet, and no doubt in the country of Canada, up there in Toronto, which is, that city's going to be buzzing today, Zach. How about Vlad Guerrero Jr. this postseason has been nails. He's been incredible. Signed the big deal. How's he back that up? Well, they back it up by winning the AL East, winning the pennant, and now they're 4 wins away from winning the World Series. But this is the style. We might have to have this for Halloween or just every single week. That is a level.
Hey, look good, feel good, play good. Look good, feel good, play good. Everyone knows it. And Vlad Guerrero, I don't know, like you said, if there's a more confident man walking into that series. Listen, we talk about all the time, like, yes, you look at the star power of LA, and then you look at the Blue Jays, and a lot of times throughout this series, it was the quote-unquote role players, the guys that you don't necessarily aren't the superstars that are helping them win games. But don't get it wrong. The heartbeat, the man willing this team to victory is still Vladimir Guerrero, even though he hasn't had every single clutch hit. He's had pretty much every hit, it feels like. Every time he walks up to the plate. I think he finished that series. At one point, he was 7 for 11. I mean, it's just he's playing out of his mind. If the Toronto Blue Jays are going to win the World Series, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is going to have to continue doing what he's doing.
No doubt about it. And here's the thing, right? To this whole conversation, and again, thank you guys for your patience, by the way, with the technical difficulties. If anything happens in the chat, let us know so we can attempt to fix it. The key word is attempt to fix it. And Joe couldn't have said it better. Become a member there so we can help hire a producer besides having Brad try to wear 3 hats, which he's not here, so he can't wear any hats, hence the technical difficulties. But a question I saw down here about why put Bo Bichette at a non-normal position at this point of the postseason. Well, the most important position in the infield right now is shortstop. I think that's fair to say for everything that we've talked about. The bigger thing for Bo, I think his mobility, his versatility to be able to go out and make every play, you would rather him be in a more comfortable position. And look, guys that play up the middle, especially a guy like Bo Bichette, he knows how to play second base, but he's going to be more limited. So if he's going to be more limited and you want to keep the DH spot available, then, hey, stop traffic. That's what you're going to do. You're going to move Bo Bichette over to play second. Because I got to say this, when he is healthy or he's healthy enough, which, hey, he's playing today, he's healthy enough, Zach, then you're going to need to adapt. And the Blue Jays put your strongest defender out there right now and let Bo Bichette get comfortable. And I'm just curious to see how he looks from a lot of different reasons. I mean, the reality is we know that defense matters. And if he doesn't have a good defensive game, people are going to talk about that. But the bigger part is, can his bat be the difference maker? I mean, it's hard to believe because the Jays, dude, just have been rocking this postseason. So how much better can the Jays offense be? Keep this in mind. Bo Bichette had the 2nd highest batting average in Major League Baseball. Let me repeat that one more time. Bo Bichette, 2nd highest batting average in all of baseball. He had over 90 RBIs. So when you're talking about what an impact player is at the dish, it's Bo Bichette. And they are going to need every bit of offense to try to overcome this Dodgers team, which we know that home field advantage lies with Toronto. But make no mistake who the favorite is in this series. It's going to be the Dodgers. It's going to be the team in the blue and white that just looks ridiculously good. Ohtani is their 4th starter. They have stars up and down the lineup, and whoever's hitting in their lineup, they hit a different level in the postseason. Tommy Edman, Teoscar Hernandez, Kike Hernandez. Oh, and then, by the way, Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, Shohei Ohtani, they're all still there. Will Smith. I mean, this team is loaded. Absolutely
Will
loaded.
Smith has won the World Series since 2020 because it was this Will Smith, the Dodgers, then the catcher Will Smith, then it was Will Smith, the reliever on who were the next teams? The Rangers were one.
Braves,
Rangers. Who else? Who am I?
On the list of it, was it Astros? I don't even remember.
Yeah, it was Astros.
It was.
And then last year, the Dodgers won. So that Will Smith won again. So we've had 5 consecutive years of a Will Smith winning the World Series. That alone gives a nod to the Dodgers. I guess they don't even have to play the games.
Yeah, if you have, get yourself a Will Smith.
Get yourself a Will Smith, and it literally puts you in World Series contention.
Love that. And you know what we also love? Hey, Tom, thank you, man. Hey, we're already standing up. Is this mine? No, that's mine.
Yeah, that's yours.
Hey, Tom, cheers to you.
Cheers, Tom.
Cheers. Hey, have a day, have a night. Cheers, everybody. We're live here at Liv's Tavern.
Beautiful day here at Liv's Tavern, too.
It's starting to feel like the fall, and maybe there's a little bit more of a buzz, at least maybe it's just in my head, because now I got a beer. World Series is starting. Baseball conversations are picking up, and just maybe, the Ravens win on Sunday. Lamar plays, and this place also on Sundays is bopping. So we're hoping for the vibes to continue to rise here in Baltimore. We'll talk about football later on a different day, but we got to talk a lot of baseball here. Why? Because there's a lot of talk around baseball.
Yeah.
We've talked extensively about who's going to be the next manager in Baltimore because the spots, there's still some that need to be filled. But two teams in the last couple of days, they made their choice. First-year managers, Kurt Suzuki and Tony Vitello, which we'll dive more into that in just a moment. But why don't we go to that conversation here? Because regardless who I said the Orioles select or any other team, manager's going to be important. But when you hear that a Cy Young pitcher could be on the market, and yes, he could be a rental because Skubal is going to be looking like Corbin Burns 2 years ago, traded, go to free agency. He ain't going to sign an extension unless it's for like $500 million. You know, he's going to want something extensive, but Zach, explain a little bit about that report and we can dive into it.
Yeah, so pretty much Jim Bowden of the New York Times put out an article today saying that the top players available for trade this winter that he believed could get moved or that he had heard from sources could get moved. And the number one player on that list that apparently could be getting shopped, and we've heard rumors of it throughout the offs or throughout the season, that, hey, Tarik Skubal, the Tigers are competing. They were at one point the hottest team in the American League, the best team in the American League, but it was could they afford to keep Skubal? And at that point, if you can't afford to keep him long-term, is it best to get as much value as possible? Do you go for it for 1 year? And now we're kind of seeing that conversation come to fruition more, and now we're sitting there saying, okay, could there be a trade involving Skubal? Could he be going to another contender? What would a price tag look? Is it this considered a rental? Is this considered okay? Does the team who trades for him want to get an extension done before the season to make it worth trading for? And I mean, we bring up Corbin Burns, we bring up guys like that. This is in a different realm because while Corbin Burns was always a top guy, top 5 in the league, he was always, an upper guy. Tarik Skubal is one of those, like, you watch him pitch and you're like, is this, while Corbin Burns he's one of the top guys in the league, Tarik Skubal is one of those guys you look at and you're like, this is one of those top guys we've seen in the last 20 years. So it's going to take a pretty penny. I don't think if the Detroit Tigers do end up shopping him, I don't think this is something where they go, hey, highest bidder, whatever it takes. If there's not much interest, we'll take the best offer and go on. I think you got to wow these guys because this is a special generational type pitcher in Detroit right now.
Yeah, I mean, the dude's a stud. I mean, when you're looking at impact pitcher and in free agency, here's the thing coming up. Unlike a previous year where you had the likes of like a Max Fried, where there's a clear-cut number of aces out there. Corbin Burns was in that category too, but he got hurt. It's kind of murky when you look at it. There's some good options. Like Ranger Suarez is a really good pitcher, but is he to the level of a guy like Skubal, Burns, Fried? No, but very good pitcher. So when you hear that idea that he could be available, your ears perk up. But if you're the Detroit Tigers, it's going to have to wow you because the Tigers feel like they have enough going into this next year that they can be right back battling. And they were 1 win away. An extra inning defeat to the I mean, that's what it was, to being in the ALCS, and they would be facing the Blue Jays, and who knows what would have happened. I still think the Jays were the best team in the AL for a reason, but it does make you wonder. And for any fan out there, when we talk about the manager status, at least when it comes to Baltimore, and you're looking around at the other teams, like if we're going around at the heavy hitters, New York is going to be buzzing about who are they going to go get, but it seems like to me the Yankees are going to go more in the outfield department. They could go for another bat because Aaron Judge can't hit 100 home runs. He can only hit 53 and 330 and all that stuff. Yeah, whatever. But they are going to get Garrett Cole back. They are going to have the best staff, in my opinion, in the American League next year if they're all healthy. But what that means is when we're talking about other teams, Boston will be aggressive. I think the Houston Astros will show some aggression as well to go get a guy. In the National League, you heard the Phillies say that they're going to assess their roster and go accordingly. But the reason why I'm mentioning all these big-name teams is that we expect the big-name teams to do something. Yeah. And so for Orioles fans, while we wait to see what happens for a manager, okay, if you sign a big dog or trade for a big dog this offseason, you really aren't going to care too much about who the manager is going into the year. And I think that it's the moves that they're going to make. So when you hear that Skubal's available, he is to me, he's the best pitcher in baseball, period.
And it's so funny because you hit the nail on the head. No, I'm not saying this is going to happen. But like if the Orioles were to keep Tony Manzolino, there would be a lot of like, are you serious right now? And then the next day they're like, oh, we traded for Tarik Skubal. No one would care that Tony Manzolino's the manager. Like, it's still up to the players. But I get right now, obviously, the manager, it's a polarizing figure. Obviously, the leader of their clubhouse, all of that. You want to get that right. But at the end of the day, like you said, these fans want this team to go for it. And especially in Baltimore, they want to go after these big time, whether it's in the trade market, whether it's a free agent. Personally, I think a guy like Freddie Peralta, and actually, I know as he's saying no more rentals. Peralta, I believe, would be a rental, but he falls so perfectly in that Corbin Burns range for me, where you can go to the Brewers. You've done deals with them before, and I think the price tag would be very similar of a Joey Ortiz, a DL Hall, and a comp pick. Maybe that is a Heston Kjerstad plus I'm not sure, maybe a more middle high A or AAA prospect that maybe is not, in more of your 10 to 12 range in the system. Throwing a comp pick, maybe throwing another prospect. I could see that getting you a Freddie Peralta just because of the expiring contract at the end of the year. The Brewers clearly don't want to pay it. I think that kind of gives you, if I'm looking at who the Orioles could trade for more realistically, because as much as people want Ryan, I would be pretty shocked if we got a Tarik Skubal is going to Baltimore notification. I could see more likely of a guy like a Freddie Peralta. I think it makes sense. I think that would fill out a really nice rotation. If you have Bradish, you have Peralta, and then you fill out the rest. Trevor Rogers, guy besides his last start of the year, guy pitched pretty well, I think. So
yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you need a guy that's just going to be a bulldozer, a bulldog out there. Say every fifth day, here you go, and it instills that confidence. Now, I actually, though, believe Kyle Bradish is a bulldog. He needs to be healthy. I think people forget just how damn good he is. I remember still being his teammate, watching him pitch, and go, your stuff gives me stress, and I'm so glad I'm on your team. Like, I'm getting heartburn. I'm acting like, because I had a little, my stomach was a little bit more upset earlier today, Zach. So I was looking for my Pepto. So you know what? When I watch Kyle Bradish pitch or I watch him go against other hitters, it's uneasy for me because his stuff is that good. And when you face a guy in the box where you're at a disadvantage, like that's what Kyle Bradish does. Like his stuff is so much better. And I don't mean this in any knock. I mean, other guys will tell you, like Grayson Rodriguez has really good stuff. Kyle Bradish's stuff is even better. Like, I don't think people understand the difference and the gap that Kyle Bradish has between other starters, not just on the Orioles, but that's why I put him in that top category. So if he's healthy, bulldog. But get another guy that's a good 2 or 3. So Peralta fits that bill. Do they pay for a guy like Framber Valdez? We'll find out. But unlike previous years, Zach, for free agency, maybe we can dive more into that in a little bit. Yeah. Like, you can look at this list and sit there and get excited, but not feel great about it at the same time, because Framber Valdez, okay, did his thing. He's very good. Ranger Suarez had a very, very good last couple years. But all those other names that are up there, there's a lot of question marks because they regressed. Dylan Cease, Zach Gallen. Do you have the list?
Yeah, I mean, actually, I can, I'll share my screen just so the viewers can also see just this. This is a list of the free agents available coming into this year. Chris Sale, they're picking up that club option. The Atlanta Braves need him. I'm not taking that. Obviously, Freddie Peralta, they're going to take the club option on that. Michael King's an interesting one. The mutual option, maybe he thinks he can get more value. We'll see what happens there. But yeah, I mean, Ranger Suarez, you feel good about. Framber Valdez, you feel good about. Dylan Cease and as you mentioned, Zach Allen kind of put it together at the end and started to show, oh, wait, yeah, they're a top-end starter. But it wasn't consistent throughout. It wasn't like you could bank on, okay. I mean, and it got pretty ugly. Like for a while, Zach Allen was a guy that when you saw him going on the mound for the Diamondbacks, you're like, that's a loss.
Yeah.
And that's not something you ever thought you'd say with Zach Allen. But that was the reality at the beginning of the season. Put it together, I think he's going to have a good value. Actually, funny enough, Zach Allen is a guy that I've said if they're going to go after a guy in free agency, I thought the value there on a 2-3 year deal would be good for this team. But I don't see them getting a Framber Valdez or Ranger Suarez because, hey, there are going to be big market teams out there that are going to try to make a move as well. Like, it is that funny part of that beginning of the offseason where you kind of forget that there are 29 other teams that need to improve as well. Like we look at all the names and we're like, oh, well, that guy perfectly fits what we need. Well, unfortunately, there are about 20 other teams right now that are going, we just need a frontline starter.
Yeah.
And as we just named, what, 3?
Yeah, we want a frontline starter. We want a bopper. Hey, you know what? It'd be a good bopper to go get. Let's go get Kyle Schwarber.
Yeah.
Let's go get Schwarber because he hit some Schwarber bombs and he's going to hit the warehouse. But who's also thinking that? Every other team that needs a left-handed bat that can leave the yard at any given moment, right? Players are going to be in demand, and we've seen in the past, they have to choose where they want to go. And people could say, oh, Ryan, it's just about the money. It's not always just about the money. Yeah, throwing a lot of money at somebody is great. A lot of players, most really like that component. But then there's other guys that are like, you know what? Is the money good and the location good? Blake Snell was that example. Blake Snell had like a list of a few teams that he's like, I don't care what other teams throw at me. I have a pretty good idea, and that pretty good idea was LA. And I'll tell you what, early on, not the return on investment they wanted when he was hurt. Damn, he's been good in the postseason. Damn, he is unhittable. I still remember.
I think they're the reason he's starting game 1 tonight.
Dude, I remember seeing him talk about another guy that just makes you, I'll paraphrase here for anyone else that listens, but that's like that holy shirts and pants moment when you watch a guy and it's effortless. So like I like to explain when you watch a guy throw and when you watch it from afar, you're like, you know what? That doesn't seem that bad. That looks like it's coming out okay, but not ridiculous. And then you get in there and it's by you. And you're like, I didn't even see that. And as a lefty on lefty, that you really don't see it. And Blake Snell, when he is on, he's unhittable. And that's going to be the battle tonight because the Blue Jays are scrappy. They grind. They battle with 2 strikes. They get the job done. That's been their MO. They come back in games. They're never out. But why do the Dodgers get Blake Snell is because when he's on, he can stop any lineup, even if they put up a fight. Like Toronto, I believe, will. But when he's on, he's on. Yeah. And we talked about Skubal being the top pitcher right now. A healthy Blake Snell, you can argue he is right in that conversation.
Cy Young.
He's unreal.
Yeah. It's actually funny that another free agent actually this year that reminds me a lot of that story you just told of Blake Snell is Shane Bieber, because Tristan McKenzie was telling us actually last year talking about seeing Shane Bieber when they were in the minor leagues. And he was like, this was a guy that you're looking at and you're going, none of this stuff is like, you're watching it from afar from the bullpen. You're like, none of this stuff is insane. Like, what's he doing? But he was like, he got every single batter out. He's like, and then all of a sudden you see guys who are facing him. They're like, I hate facing him. And it's like, same thing with Blake Snell. You're looking at the stuff. You're looking from afar and you're like, I can hit that. Like, that's not, it doesn't look like he's got anything elite. and then you get in the batter's box, and the stats throughout their career prove it, it's pretty damn hard to hit.
It's really damn hard to hit. And so it'll be a great cat and mouse game tonight in this series, but that's what you're looking for. Can you have that stopper? The Orioles have one in Kyle Bradish, in my opinion. I think Grayson when he's on, but you can't count him in for next year. Can you find the other? And Rick, I see you in here. You're asking what would it cost to get a guy like Skubal? Who would be the guy that they would trade for?
That would be
I'll just be honest. I don't see any way that it happens. If they're saying if Jackson Holiday was that 1-for-1, which I still think the Orioles would have to give more. Like the rumor that I heard, if we're going to go around, who doesn't love some hot gossip here? Zach had a little gossip on some Friday. The Red Sox, when they got Crochet, that was fantastic. Like he's a stud. You know who the White Sox wanted? If the Orioles were to make the trade, they wanted Sam Basayo. Like to me, that was the non-negotiable. I think they wanted Jackson and they wanted Sam. And it was, no, we're not going to give you Jackson. No, we're not going to give you Sam. Certainly not together if we even thought about it.
That's for damn sure.
And so because the consensus on Sam Basayo is give him time and then watch him shine. Like that didn't rhyme. Did it? Time, shine?
Yeah.
Not my best, not my worst.
Yeah, not your best, not your worst. But yeah, I mean,
I just don't see it, Zach. I don't see a move going, hey, all of a sudden we're going to trade 5 guys.
Yeah, like
I don't see it.
It would have to be such. They would have to get so creative with the trade package is the issue, and I don't think the value's there because you're not giving up a Basayo. You don't want to give up a Holiday. So are you pairing a Mountcastle with a top prospect with another guy, but now all of a sudden you're leaving holes on your roster? Then now you have to make up there. So it just feels like I would love it. Like, you know, if they went out there and they got him, that would be awesome. But I don't see the overall benefit to selling the farm or selling off very valuable pieces that it would take to get a Tarik Skubal, because like I said earlier, I think Freddie Peralta right now is more in that Corbin Burns price range of what it took of, okay, you can get him for a high prospect or 2, you know, not really a top 10 guy. Tarik Skubal, like you said, they're asking for Jackson and Basayo. And if I'm being honest with you, they're not dumb for that, because that is how good I think Tarik Skubal is.
And he should. And sorry, I'm getting like this static in these headphones, and it's driving me bonkers. Like literally driving me bonkers.
I was wondering what you were doing.
Yeah, you know what?
I like it.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Can I hear my?
Know what's going to happen here at Lives Tavern.
Can I hear? I can't even hear myself now. I don't.
You can't even hear yourself. I can hear you. Did you plug in the wrong one?
No, it's in the right one, Zach.
No, I'm talking about, is that the wrong cord?
I don't know. Okay. We're back. Oh
we're
my
back,
goodness.
baby. We're back.
Not only can I hear well, I was gonna try to say I'm having a good hair day. This is the best it's gonna get because it's got the foam in. You see, this thing's not even moving. Like this puppy ain't even moving right now. And that hairline. Look at that.
Boom.
Hey, don't hate on it, man.
Scary movie. Like
I'm trying to think about, even for interaction here, something with the audience where I will, like, you know, I don't know what the thing will be for the chat, but I'll just chug this IPA for the vibes. I you know what? I'm excited. I love the weekend. I love the sports season. I also love the fact that we plan to do this throughout the week to continue to get more involved and engage with the community again. We appreciate you guys. We're down here at Lives Tavern, so if you're around here in the future, it's going to get colder, but we also are going to try to hit a hole-in-one. I believe they're going to have hole-in-one challenges here. Ooh. Where they're going to have like green jackets to give out for the Caddy Wagon. So imagine that. I mean, if you guys really want this blue jacket, I can throw it on.
I'm not going to lie.
It's got a Ryan Ripken
that's worth money.
However, though, the name's spelled wrong in there.
No way.
Yeah.
They spelled it Ripki.
Can we see it? Can we zoom in on that? Oh, no. Oh, beautiful. We don't have to. Do you want to zoom in? No, you don't. We don't have to. But I mean, It's one of my favorite jackets. Everyone says I have no other jacket. I just wear this one. I love this jacket.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I would do very well at the hole-in-one challenge. I'm not a golfer.
So they don't have left-handed clubs. So I've been trying to work on the back swing and the front swing.
It's been tough to watch.
Actually, I hit it like 80 yards.
The improvement after the first two, it literally was like 5 yards, 15 yards, 30 yards, 80. So like it took jumps every time.
Yeah.
You know, it took a minute, but we got there.
Yeah, we're getting there. We are getting there. And you know what? We are getting to the end of October here, by the way. And if you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Ryan Ripken Show. We're live on our big show in studio Mondays and Thursdays. When there's some Ravens home games, we're live here at Liv's Tavern on Friday for a little happy hour special, a little, hey, how you doing? And then we are looking to go live around 4 or 5 on the other days of the week because there's so much content. We cover a lot of baseball, football, as you guys know, and we know that some people just really love baseball, and we know other people really love football. And then we have, for our channel members, which we're going to start implementing more and more now that we're getting the schedule back, of more members-only streams. I know the Rip After Dark's been a popular one. I know even Nick Moore wants to be a part of Nick at Night. I know some former teammates of mine want to be involved with a little bit of Rip After Dark, where they feel like they can just let themselves express themselves. And we talk about a lot of that more.
That. I would love. We gotta get Cal's on a Rip After Dark.
Oh gosh. Well, I was gonna say
Cal's at night.
There was going to be some other there's some other guys that were teammates of mine that want to partake.
I'd be very disappointed, not a teammate, but I guess teammate. If we don't get a Gavin Sheets.
Yeah, I'm supposed to see Gav upcoming here. We'll get it. We'll get a good Gavin Sheets. We'll get a good Gavin Sheets situation here. Good kid. The San Diego Padres, San Diego Sheets, they fell just short this year, losing a tough one to the Cubbies. Ended their season. And now the Padres, they're still looking for a manager. You know, one name that's still, I think it's been really dormant, what has been Ryan Flaherty. I haven't heard a word about anything. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised, Zach, if Flaherty stays in Chicago and lets himself kind of see the situation through. I think that's a realistic possibility here.
Yeah, I mean, well, it felt like that was the hot name, and that was the name being linked to everyone. And it was, hey, Ryan Flaherty's taking that jump this year. Ryan Flaherty's getting a managerial job this year. And then all of a sudden, all the openings, have occurred, and you see the rumors, and there's always him getting linked to places, but it's never by sources or by, hey, this team's interested. It's people going, hey, this could be a guy they look at. And it felt like we've gone from, hey, this could be a guy they look at, to over and over, you're like, I don't know if he's getting an interview anywhere. I don't know what's happening. I thought that once the Cubs got out, we were going to see maybe that interest fly through the roof, maybe an interview. I thought he'd at least get an interview here. I felt like he was in that quote-unquote up and coming. But at the end of the day, yeah, I would be surprised at this point if when it's all said and done and the dust settles, Ryan Flaherty is back in Chicago as a bench coach.
I mean, when you look at opportunities for a lot of guys in sports, even in some cases, and we'll use Baltimore as an example because we're down in Federal Hill, by the way, at Liv's Tavern, in case you didn't know. If you know now, you know. But you have some guys that are looking for an opportunity, and they might only get one chance. And you have other ones that they could have the pick, and there's going to be a grace period. I can't tell for a guy like Ryan Flaherty where his name's it's a hot name, and maybe he wants to find a place where he feels there's more grace and a good landing spot to develop. But then there's guys like Tony Manzolino in this case in Baltimore. If he does get the job, this might be his best opportunity because of the circumstances that are there. He might not get another opportunity, so it's there. Ryan Flaherty, if he chooses not to take a job this year, he will get another opportunity in the future. I don't know if a guy like Tony Manzolino will. Yeah. And I still think there's a really good shot that Tony Manzolino could be the manager of the Baltimore Orioles. Which also, another point that I saw someone mention this maybe on the comments when we put out the video earlier, Zach. was people were saying he was barely over 500 as a manager. But also, I do want to remind people, they had that skid right before the deadline, and it was kind of like, they before that, it was like, the boys might make a push. And Ryan O'Hearn was on the show saying, hey, we want to make it hard for the front office, and they unfortunately did the opposite. It was like, we're selling because we went to Tampa Bay and got smacked.
That was That was a brutal.
That was tough.
Brutal.
That was tough for the program. So when we're looking at this, the Orioles then sold off a lot of their bullpen arms. They were down in their rotation, and yet the Orioles had some issues, but they still put up a good fight. They had more consistent lineups, which is a big thing, and I think that's a huge thing for me. I know the fans feel that way. I know you feel that way. Yeah. And when you look at the whole body of work, I don't think most people would do well in that situation, because it's not like a situation where people go, Ryan, look at the Phillies. They fired Girardi. And whammy, Rob Thompson came in, this team got hot. The Phillies roster, veteran-wise, all-star-wise, was more handled to take the adversity that came with it. Baltimore and the Orioles, they were not. It was not there yet. Not yet. And so, and there was a lot of other underlying issues. And when that's happening and it's problematic, that's a hard thing to come out of it. And by the way, I know the NL East is continuing to be on the rise, but the last few years, the Nationals had not been very good. Yeah. Either have the Marlins.
Yeah, the Mets have found ways to collapse.
And the Mets had found ways to collapse. Now, they had some good years. Obviously, the last couple of years, collapsed this year.
Yeah.
But the AL East, the Blue Jays was projected to be last.
Yeah.
That's how just fitting it is, and they were the best team in the American League. And the Yankees were good. The Red Sox were good. The Rays were okay, but they were still better than a lot of other teams. And so the Orioles finish in the cellar. When they're somewhere else, they might have a better finish even under Tony Manzolino. So I know that's not a guy that people and fans, I know, are not happy about. And you want to see this next fresh hire. One thing I want to I'll just get this out of the way. I don't see any shape or form that Albert Pujols is coming to Baltimore. I just want to we'll just end that conversation. The rumors were great. That is not going to happen.
You don't think the machine is coming to Baltimore?
No. I think Albert eventually will have an opportunity. I think Yadier Molina will eventually have an opportunity.
I think that was kind of the thing, though, why people got excited about Albert, because they were like, he's going to bring Yadier, he's going to bring Adam Wainwright. And I was like, are we just bring – I saw things where I was like, he's going to bring Matt Holliday as the hitting coach. Yadier Molina is going to be the bench coach, like all this stuff. I don't know about all of that. But like I've said, no matter who the manager is, my biggest thing is I want to see a fresh staff. I think there's going to be some guys that you have to keep. We've both agreed. A guy like Mabry, I think no matter who it is, he's got to say, I love Buck Britton. I honestly think Robinson Chirinos, proved to be a good coach. But I do think that there needs to be, even if Manzolino stays, there needs to be some sort of shakeup in the coaching staff.
And they will make some changes. And they also, again, it don't matter who you bring in as your manager if you don't change what you have to do as a team to have success. The biggest thing, and I'm seeing the highlights that are popping up on ESPN here of, there's our friend of the show, Tim Gerchin. Man, he looks tall today. Love Tim. Tim's amazing.
What a guy.
But the thing that we've noticed and seen with the Blue Jays, they're averaging 6.5 runs per game this postseason, hitting 296. That's pretty damn impressive in 20 jacks. But right there, that batting average, that consistency.
296.
And I meant to pull that Don Mattingly clip because I want to get that up there for the Rich Better kids. I talked to Don Mattingly about hitting philosophy. And Donnie Baseball, dude, that dude knew how to hit.
I mean, my stance on that would be a guy.
You want me to text Don and ask him if he wants to come to Baltimore?
Hey, Donnie,
I know
how about you call them?
Don, I know you reached the World Series for the first time in history for you. Think about that, by the way, of all the teams that Don Mattingly has been on.
It's unreal.
He was on a Yankees team back then. They were bad. Mm-hmm. The only time they went to the postseason was 1995. And the Mariners, that's when Griffey scored from first on Edgar Martinez double down the line. and he came around to score to win the game. That was the only time Don Mattingly's been to the postseason as a player. And then, obviously, being involved with the Yankees.
You just think about all the team, like he's been in baseball. It's, I think, like 40 years or something. Yeah. They said never to the World Series. And you think of Don Mattingly as like this insane coach, insane manager, like, this big, obviously the big thing is he's one of those guys where could he get to the big one? That was all the way to the forte. But for him to be on this many teams, to be this long and just be getting to his first World Series, that's super cool. That's one of those things where it's like cool moments in baseball, and this is why you do it.
Yeah, it's damn right why you do it. And we appreciate also, by the way, we're doing this because we appreciate you. And if you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Ryan Ripken Show, we do this live every Tuesday. Oh, gosh, stop traffic. And speaking of Don Mattingly, popped up on the screen, but we're live every Monday and Thursday in our big studio. But we're going to be live our goal is to try to do this Monday through Friday around 4 or 5. I know a little bit technical difficulty tonight for a little happy hour special here at Liv's Tavern. And when we're all done here, your guy's going to try to hit a hole-in-one right-handed. I'm left-handed.
This is not going to go well.
Do you want to try it?
No, I already said I'm not a golfer. You doing it left-handed is probably going to be better than me doing it right.
Probably. I mean, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, sure. I saw, I know I did see Joe's comment about when people, someone said, Tony can't call runs points.
Joe, this was a hell of a.
And then Joe said he can call them goals if he wins a World Series. Hey, cheers to you, brothers. I mean, yeah, right. You win a World Series.
Joe, that was good. That was good, Joe.
I mean, even for the Orioles get to the World Series, it's been 42 years.
You know what?
We're 4 years away from the Titanic.
I'll say it. Win a playoff game.
Yeah.
Win a playoff series.
You want to bring that up?
Yeah, I will, because it's getting too long. Because that's what we're going up against.
The Titanic line. It's been 82 years. Well, it's starting to feel like that in Baltimore, and that's where the unrest is. And now with the Blue Jays going back to the World Series, the first time for them in 32 years.
Every team in the American League East besides the Orioles has been to the World Series in the last 10 years. Some would say they're due.
Some would say
they're due.
Some would say
all I'm saying, I put the tweet out there as soon as the Blue Jays won. Yankees 2023, super underperforming, missed the playoffs. 2024 World Series. 2024 Blue Jays, super underperforming, missed the playoffs. 2025 World Series. Orioles, it's there. The path is there.
It's there.
It is.
It is. Hey, Kieran, I see you just got on the stream. Why are you all dressed up, Rip? Well, I'm glad you asked.
I decided to throw something nice on. It's just here at Liv's Tavern. It's just always a good time. So I had to put on my Friday best. Thanks for the shout, Kieran.
That's like a classic Bali look. Like you're gonna wear some sweat. Oh, you're wearing khakis though today. So
it's joggers.
Okay.
It's joggers.
I was trying to give you a compliment for a second. I'll take that back. But I had a little speaking engagement over at Homatro, which if those that don't know about Homatro, they are in the business of creating tools to help the first responders and rescue tools, again, for those that are in need. So they partner with fire departments, first responders, IndyCar. And I got to see firsthand, they're in Glen Burnie, Maryland. And I got to see how powerful these tools are. And those things are powerful. Like I picked that thing up and I feel like I have the power to cut through a car, which I do, which we're going to go back and do that, by the way.
I'm in.
But also just seeing that in the backyard in Maryland, they're creating these tools that go and make an impact to save someone's life. And actually, they told me the story when I first met them at the Baltimore Business Journal, Best Places to Work. And they said that one of the drivers years ago had a serious accident on the racetrack, and the Homatro Jaws of Life tools was able to get him out in time before they were able to then stop the bleeding, get him out of the car, and it saved his life. So that to me was so cool when they said they've been here for 40 years in the Maryland region. So that's where I was earlier. I mean, Kieran, if you think I need to dress up more.
You didn't need to spend.
You want me to spin?
I was gonna say, you see, this is why I like holding the mic. I can come all the way back here. It's like one of those like horror movies where like I was saying yesterday, where like they turn on the light and someone's just there.
Oh, yeah, you know what? We really need to talk about scary movies up in the future about this, because it is obviously
well, like as a new scary movie lover, like last year, I would not consider myself a scary movie lover. Yeah. Although, all right, it's one of those things where I'm one of those, I think it's an adrenaline rush. I think that's because during it, I'm like, this is awful. This is awful. And then as soon as it ends, I'm like, fantastic film. 10 out of 10. I was like, I like that one. I think that's the whole part of it, though.
Is that what it is?
It's the adrenaline rush.
Hey, Bobby, do you think if Zach goes and hits this right now?
There's no chance.
What do you think Zach's – how close do you think Zach gets it to the hole?
Reminder, I do not golf.
I will say.
So it's 180 to the pin?
Let's see what we can do.
Should we?
You'll get it to within 50 yards.
Okay, so the over-under here is 50 yards.
Yeah, we'll get something before the night ends.
So if Zach gets it within 50 yards, I mean, I feel like it's a bet here. Do I bet that I will chug my beer if you get it within 50?
So it's what, 180 we said?
Yeah.
All right, so we go $150. Let's see if I can go. All right.
If you're not within 100 yards of like actual green or 75, you have to chug a beer.
Oh, this is gonna be rough. But you know what? We're there.
Yeah, no, show your form one. No, show your form one more time. That was good. Stay right there. Actually, that form looked good, but
the first one I kept my feet together and I was just chipping.
You're just chipping. Oh goodness. I gotta tell you, man, I love this space. I love this space here.
More of a putter. You know.
You're more of a putting guy?
Yeah.
Not terrible. I'm saying it. I mean, it's not good. It's not terrible.
Okay, I also once again need out there. Do not golf. So this is going to be. I think I could go 100.
They're also right-handed clubs, so you have the advantage.
Okay, well, yeah, that helps.
We'll see what happens for you. Jonathan, I see you're asking about any rumors on Bob Melvin managing somewhere in 26. His name's been pretty quiet too, to be honest.
Very.
I wonder if this World Series is going to end the next week. Plus, it depends if the Dodgers win in 4 games or this series goes 4. Maybe the Blue Jays win in 4. Wonder what the odds are on that. Blue Jays in 4. But whenever that ends, we'll see. I think we're going to have to see moves. Teams need to make a decision on guys, on who they want as their staffs. Because then November hits, then the winter meetings, which will be in Orlando for the winter meetings this year. That's starts December 8th, I believe. And so when you think about that, World Series ends, it's almost November, it's a month, and then it's December, and then the new year hits, and then the season, spring training's almost here, and then you're in a rush. Like
it's people. I mean, baseball is what, from spring training all the way through World Series. Baseball's like 8 months, dude, so you only have 4 months in the off season.
Dude, I tried to explain to a lot of people that weren't aware of the baseball lifestyle. Like, look, no one's gonna complain. You go and play baseball for a living. I loved the experience. Did I love the fact when I sucked or I failed and all that? No, that didn't feel good in the moment. But to have that to say, hey, that was my job, that was fun. The commitment for it is you finish the season September, October. You rest for like 2 to 3 weeks. One of the years after 2019, which is my best year, we lost in the AA playoffs to the Trenton Thunder at the time. That was the Yankees AA. And they brought down like 4 or 5 big league guys on rehab assignment too. So like Betances was there. There was one hitter there. Was standing there? Yeah, I can't remember. But I'm like, Jordan Montgomery came down. Like they added 4 pitchers to their roster that didn't go against their number of pitchers that were currently on their team.
Oh yeah, because then they didn't have you don't have to worry about a bullpen or anything. Everyone be when you have 5 extra guys.
I think we actually beat Montgomery. We beat Montgomery in game 2. We lost the game 1-0 in game 3 on a stolen. I forget who it was. He stole home from third in the 7th.
Clint Frazier.
Not Clint Frazier, who's not on the team then. No. But
best trade bait of all time.
Yeah, he might have been.
He's still every once in a while on Twitter. He'll whenever there's big trade rumors, he'll be like, "Guys, stop putting me in trade rumors. I'm retired."
He definitely caused the buzz with Yankee fans. But where I was going with all this is, I took 2 or 3 weeks off, went to Cancun. I enjoyed.
So you guys actually do that?
I actually went to Cancun on that one. I went to Cancun 2 to 3 weeks of just resting, but a week in Cancun. Me and the swim up bar with Zach Lowther as well. We enjoyed a good swim up bar. That I can see why people love it. That was the first time I've done that. I'm like, wow, I'm addicted. But then had to get back into focus and baseball work. So literally after the 3-week period, you were back to training, and then you're back doing it. And then that's November. You train for 3.5 months, and then whammy. Not even 3.5 months. You train for 3 months, get to February, and then you leave the first week of February, and then you're gone for 8 months. And it's like the second family that you have when you play. You're with these guys in the locker room, on the road, constantly. And it's a fun cycle, but that's why they call it a grind. You are with a different group more than you are with your actual family. So, I did get invited to Cancun. David, you know what? Big Papi should invite me next time. I'd be down for that.
Pretty good time.
I'd be down for that. Oh, sugar. I'm trying. If any of you guys have any other questions with the Orioles, glad to talk about it, or baseball, glad to talk about it. I know a lot of people are glad to talk about that Lamar Jackson should be playing here on Baltimore on Sunday against the Bears. And if the Ravens win, there's hope. If they don't, oh, Zach, then we're going to have some problems here. We're going to have some problems.
I do not want. I already tweeted out on Twitter when because everyone's healthy now, and it just says Lamar question one. I just said I'd be lying if I said I wasn't scared, because it's a playoff game. They have to go 9-2. They got to go 9-2 to have a chance. So there it is. You have 2 mess ups, and I don't want to be sitting here on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday going, they just got to go 9-1. They just got to go 9-1. That's not what I want to be doing. So hopefully, like I said, I hope a week from now, Ravens take care of business, and we can be sitting here going, okay, they're 3-5. That's just, stay ahead of ourselves. Don't get ahead of ourselves. Win Sunday, but I'm hoping with the 2 games lined up, Bears very banged up. I think they're down to their cornerback 4 as their number 1 guy this week.
Gotta win.
Even if it's ugly, gotta win.
Don't matter. Stack W's and seeing they're showing highlights of Aaron Rodgers, Packers, Steelers. Packers haven't won in Pittsburgh in a long time. Packers win that game. Well, and the Ravens win. You're only 2 games back in the division. That's the crazy thing with how bad the start has been. Man, the buzz can start to change. It's crazy what one win can do. One little spark of confidence.
Just one.
You don't win the game, that ain't going to be that same feeling to see all that, how that all happens. Kieran, I am seeing about a happy hour in Orlando if we go. I mean, hey, could be possible. I got to be honest too. It does get a little bit crazy at the winter meetings. I learned that last year.
Yeah, those guys didn't sleep.
No, learned a lot though. Built character. Yeah. Brad got to see. Those were some of the nights that I kind of grew up with in the baseball world. Rocco can't handle that. So.
No chance. No chance.
No chance at all.
They're showing these Aaron Rodgers highlights right now. The fact that this man, the final five have all been Hail Marys.
I had Richard Rodgers in fantasy for that Hail Mary touchdown. No way. I also had Eddie Lacy in that game as well, and they said that he was going to play, and then he got benched because he was like out. You know,
he got benched because he was out.
Oh well, he was out past curfew and had not been staying in the best conditioning shape. Ryan Keith asked here, I think when the O's pursue pitching, they need to factor out Grayson Rodriguez and treat him like a bonus if he stays healthy.
1,000%. It's why on Kevin and Zach React, I refuse to say his name. It's he who should not be named, because if you get him back as a bonus, holy crap, is that a massive boost. I mean, we talk about the talent's undeniable. It's all about staying on the field. Without a doubt, when they go and they have their plan, I think you plan for without Grayson Rodriguez. And if you get him back, it takes your rotation to that next level. But unfortunately, with the injury history, kind of like going into last year when we were talking about, you can't rely on Kyle Bradish and Tyler Wells to be back mid-season. You have to plan that they're gone the entire year. If they come back at the end, great. I agree 1,000,000%. I go into this, at least personally, I operate this offseason, if I'm the Orioles, as if we don't have a Grayson Rodriguez, and if Grayson's healthy and he's on that mound, that is a massive boost, because I think when he's on the mound, he's still a top talent.
I mean, it's just the reality with Grayson. It has nothing to do with how talented the dude is. It has everything to do with being available. And unfortunately for Grayson, hasn't been able to be on the field enough. 2023 is a great example. When he came back up after being sent down, second half of the year, or end of July, till he got to the postseason, he was nasty. Him and Bradish were an unbelievable 1-2 punch. That's why everyone expected that in 2024. And even to start, Grayson still looked good, but had some IL stints with the shoulder. And then you go into 2025, where you saw the result, wasn't on the field. Can't make an impact if you're not on the field. But I do think for the Orioles, I've seen signing guys, 2 pitchers. I think the Orioles signed 3. I think they need 3 more starters. Not for that you need 3 high-end guys. You just need to have the depth. The depth was challenged this year. They didn't have enough of it. And James, I see you on Facebook. Is Batista coming back? That's a guy you cannot count on. And to be honest, I would be very surprised if he does pitch next year. Yeah. The shoulder, unlike Tommy John, you can come back and throw pretty similarly, if not better in some cases, velocity-wise. The problem with Felix is when you have your shoulder and you're talking about trying to get that back on track, that's a completely different sensation, and it's a lot more complex. You need a lot of things to go right in your rehab, and then even if it does, a lot of guys can't get back to what they were. And so if the expectation for Felix Batista to throw 100 with a nasty split, I don't know if we see that guy ever again. Could he? Sure, anything's possible, but you can't expect that, and you can't expect him to be the closer next year. So the Orioles, you need to go out and find a guy that's going to be a high leverage guy at the back end of the bullpen. That's not hey, we're going to find out by committee. No. You need to go get that dude. You need to go find that dude.
See what Craig Kimball's up to.
Hey, just for a couple months. Yeah. Just the first couple months.
The first couple months. Then we're good, Craig. Then we're good. But you can't rely on Bautista being back. Closer's got to be their biggest bullpen need right now. It does stink because, you grab one arm. And I said this all throughout the second half of Kevin and Zach Reck. You cannot assume that the Orioles can go out there and sign 6 bullpen guys. So you're going to need guys from this past year to continue to step up. The reality is the Orioles are not going to go sign 4 or 5 guys to major league contracts to be out of the bullpen, high leverage guys. They're going to need those guys to come back out there and show some progression. Guys like that, as much as I know everyone's given up on him, Yennier Cano they're going to give him the benefit of the doubt. They're going to hope that he can turn it around by spring training, by early next year. The Keegan Aikens, guys like that. Dietrich Enns, I know he has an option. I would pick it up because of what he showed you. It just really is one of those things where, yes, they're going to probably need to go get a closer. I would like for them to get 2 other guys, but 3 is kind of the most I see them giving a major league contract to a top-end guy in free agency. So you have, the bullpen is still going to consist of a lot of these guys that were here towards the end of the year.
Yeah, well, and you're going to have guys in the pen that can surprise you.
Yeah.
It's just you want a guy at the end of the bullpen that you really feel extremely confident in. So the middle relief, you saw the ironic thing is the Orioles' best bullpen years, like 2022, their bullpen was great, and it was a lot of career years for guys, CNL Perez being one of them. 2023 was then the year Ynier Cano going out there and pitching extremely well. And overall, he had a strong 2024, had some downside when season went on, but he showed the flashes. So, yes, like you said, get the benefit. But it's about just having a guy that you can say, hey, you can handle it, go do it, get the job done, and not have to feel like you have a bullpen by committee. And that's what eventually happened with the Phillies. They went and traded for Duran because they didn't want to play that game anymore. Go get the guy from the Twins that throws fuzz. Now I do see, I would, on staying on that note before I get into the Mackenzie Gore conversation, but Devin Williams is a guy that I would take a risk on.
I would too.
New York is not for the faint of heart if you go and play there. You got to handle playing in New York. You got to handle the situations. I'm buying Devin Williams' talent. I know he had an up and down year. That dude can throw the baseball, and that dude can pitch in big moments. The other part of this, talking about pitchers, because we're looking if you trade for guys, Mackenzie Gore will be an interesting name. I love Mackenzie Gore, dude. I think that dude upside has super, super high, top 1 or 2 pitcher on a staff upside. That's how good I think he is. I just think the Nationals are actually closer than they are giving off. Yeah, they got to spend some dough. You're talking about spending some dough, they need to, but their nucleus, James Wood is a beast. C.J. Abrams is an all-star caliber player. I think Mackenzie Gore is a top-tier guy in your rotation. They got Dylan Crew is a guy that I think will bounce back. They have, and he's young, still trying to figure out how to be a big leaguer. They have pieces. They really do. But if they decide that they're saying, we're still not ready, then Mackenzie Gore, that would be a prime candidate for a lot of teams to make a trade for. I don't think the Sandy Alcantara, I saw that earlier. I don't think Sandy's going to get traded now. The Marlins, by the way, finished a couple games behind the Mets this year. Yeah. Almost finished 500. The Marlins ain't going to sell Sandy unless it's a king's ransom. So I think guys like Gore would be very interesting. How much team control do they have for Gore?
I think they have 2 more years.
2 more years of control for Gore? Ooh.
Yeah, I believe because he's played in 2017. Well, that was when he was, but then 22, 23, 24, 25, and he just started ARB this year.
Ooh.
So what would that be, 2 more years?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Sorry, about the
no. So because he's an undrafted free agent in 28. So I guess 3 years.
Ooh. 26, 27.
Yeah, 2 years depending on your thoughts on 27.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I also saw
Do you think that plays into guys this year?
What?
Contracts? Potential.
Well, gosh, we got the CBA coming up the following year, don't we?
Yeah, it's not looking great towards not a lockout.
Who doesn't love a good lockout, right?
Yeah,
what would you rather have? A gambling investigation in the NBA?
Why not
NBA,
both?
Or a lockout? Or boove?
I was saying MLB. Why not both?
Well, right now, I really want to find out. Side note, the Clause A rule.
They haven't said a word.
You got to know at this point. I'm just wondering how bad are we going to see something else that happened like the other day where Clause A gets arrested because it's linked to something more dark? I don't know. But the point being is this was July.
I'm just thinking of the Mafia in Cleveland.
Like, but in all seriousness, think about that. Like, they put Emmanuel Clase and Luis Ortiz on restricted leave or the restricted list at the end of July, August. It's October 24th. And I know you want to do your due diligence, but I feel like you got a pretty good idea. I think you got a very good idea.
At this point, if they kept extending, it's because they found something. Like, they weren't going to just be like, we haven't found anything yet, but we're going to keep you off. If they didn't find anything, he would have probably at least been playing, and they were like, we're going to keep investigating this way you're going to play. Them continuing to be like, hey, they're not playing this year, and it just keeps getting pushed. That's what tells me everything.
John right here, MLB should have announced Clase's status yesterday at 10 a.m. That was when.
Yep, actually,
The
that's
FBI director.
That's not bad. It would have gone very much under the. That would not have.
Right at the same time. Oh, and by the way, we're going to ban Clase.
Yeah, we're banning him. But did you guys see what happened in the NBA? Chauncey Billups.
I mean, the main thing, though, with this is whenever this decision comes out, if it's anything more, if it's more than just, well, we're banning them for betting on games, there's some other situations at hand. Like, it's professional sports, you're going to see some parts here. And also, for everyone that doesn't like the gambling component, it's not about the gambling on this side. This is going way deeper because it's taking it beyond the means of Zach putting down prop bets on Thursday night, which shout out you, by the way.
Yeah. 6-0 in the college
in a row.
era, What can I say? We're hot. We're just going to keep going,
Yeah.
Another day in paradise. But Carson Wentz, by the way, he is very bad at quarterback. I know he was injured last night, but that was hard.
For a guy
That was so hard to
I
watch.
started him in the Holy Shirts and Pants League. My team is just awful in that league. And I'm still I'm hanging in there.
It got so hard to watch in the third, fourth quarter where he would throw a ball that was nowhere close to anyone, and then he would turn around and he looked like someone just shot him. He was in so much pain. It was like, just put someone else in. I was like, whoever the back of the kid who played at, I think, where did they say he played 2 years ago? I forget. I was like, put him in. Minnesota. I think it was Minnesota's quarterback. I was like, you got to put him in. I was like, Carson Wentz just literally looks like he is being just chopped with an axe with every throw. Like, it was getting hard to watch.
It was brutal. But hey, 6-0 for you. I'm proud of you. You're a good kid. I don't care what the group says about you. You are doing well. Yeah, no, Rick. Yep. Rick's comments about how much he hates fantasy is pretty funny. But Rick's team is nasty. It stinks. But love you, Rick. All jokes aside, you're a good kid. You're hanging in there. Yeah, I mean, Joe, should I drink? I know. Should I drink tequila instead? I gotta drive home later.
Yeah. We have to be responsible here.
We're responsible here around the show. One, we have an idea with Deep Eddy Vodka upcoming that you are going to love.
Ooh, I'm excited.
And our audience is going to love. So we're going to have fun with that as we get closer to the holidays, and about safety.
Ooh, I like that.
Safety in the holidays.
I'm in a dynasty league, and I just went to check to make sure I have everything. I just had to take 4 guys out for buys. Laporta, Kenneth Walker, Ashton Genty, and then Bucky Irvin's out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's brutal. 6-1 in this league, though. After I tanked last year for Genty,
He's
not doing like he. Remember how I put out there? I was like, I know Genty's the way to go, but I kind of want Tet. Well, little did I know Ibuka was the guy, but.
They should have drafted him.
Should have taken him
1-1 on your team then.
Taken him 1-1. I got him in one dynasty league, but I didn't get him in this one.
Oh goodness. Oh sugar. Well, I think we're getting close to it. I think we hit a lot of topics here. Zach's gonna try to.
Yeah, we want to try this.
I think we should. Oh, We're going to try it out here, I believe. We could even, I'm wondering, we haven't tried a vertical live yet. We could try that on YouTube for the channel. We've never done a vertical live yet.
Yeah, so let's try that.
Should we try the vertical live?
Yeah.
So, guys, for apparently vertical lives, like when you're in your feed for your phone, you can you go live, and it's like it's on your phone.
Is it like a FaceTime almost? I don't think I'm going to break the club.
You might.
There's a very good chance. I'm actually stressing about it.
You're a good kid. You're a very good kid. And everyone out there of our group here and in the chat, we appreciate you guys, especially our channel members, the Rips Better Kids. Thank you guys for all the support. And if you're a good kid, Rips Good Kid on the channel, appreciate you guys as well as we continue to grow, expand, and give you guys more and more content. We have more interviews upcoming here in the future, so we appreciate you guys. And don't worry, it's coming, and we're going to have a lot more baseball things coming on as we get ready. And hopefully we got a lot to talk about with the Ravens and Sunday and the Bears. Hopefully they're winning against the Bears. Cool. Anything else you want to say? Anything else you want to say, anybody?
If you're in the Baltimore area, make sure to come down to Liv's Tavern at some point. Come check it out. It's awesome. It's a really cool experience. It's a little chillier, so I think people not using as much as the outdoor spot to this.
I'm about to put this in right-handed.
I'm sure. But yeah, go support Liv's Tavern. It'll really cool people out here.
I mean, hey, it's great. And check out on Instagram. We're going to put out some things on Instagram about this whole situation. But also check out, we're going to try the YouTube vertical live.
We'll try it out. We'll test it out. So for channel members, is that for channel or for everyone?
I don't even know how it fully works.
We'll see.
You might see another stream pop up here in 5 minutes.
Yeah. Our people will tell your people, and by that I mean check your phone.
Yeah, check your phone. Check your phone. You also can join as a channel member from your phone, by the way. If you want to do that, all you do is click join. What are you freaking out about?
Oh, my gosh. Ian Rappaport needs to – we have to learn tweets and the words we use. So I got a notification. I was like, awesome. And it goes, I just see the – like what it shows you on – what's it called? Like your notifications, like will cut off and only show a certain amount of characters. I see from insiders on NFL Network, the Ravens are preparing for Lamar Jackson to be out. So I click on it. The headline, the Ravens are preparing for Lamar Jackson to be out there starting on Sunday. Like I was like, we need to let's be aware. Let's be aware of our situation. Let's be aware of what we're tweeting and where the character count cuts out, because I just had a heart attack. I was like, oh my gosh. Woo!
You okay, buddy?
I just felt my stomach drop. That was bad. I was like, no way. I was like, I just put him in 2 leagues, and I just had the ceremonial placing Lamar back into my starting quarterback spot. I was going to have to go take him out. Well, I do need a breather after that.
Yeah, let's get you another Michelob Ultra. It'll make you feel good. But guys, check out the vertical live. We'll see if we get that rocking. And if you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Ryan Ripken Show live at Liv's Tavern in Federal Hill. And if you're here this Sunday, you're not going to the game, which if you're in Baltimore, you can go to the game. You should. But if you want a full experience tailgating, come to Liv's Tavern. It's right here in the heart of Federal Hill, right down from the stadium. And it is a great spot. Great spot. And then tell them Ryan Ripken Show sent you. Okay. Zach, you want to say goodbye?
Have a day, have a night.
That's my line.
Tavern.
That's my line. Hey, guys, we appreciate you. Have a day, have a night. Cheers. And we'll talk to you guys soon on the next edition of the Ryan Ripken Show.
Or on this thing soon. So go.
Or on the vertical live.
Go try to find the vertical live, because we're going to try to make this happen.
So long. Farewell.